taking on a fellow. Davis joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Clemson will kick off to get us underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the Vanderbilt Commodores offense will have the football first. And you've got to believe this defense has put in extra time to try to slow down this tight end, David, with the question, can they even stop it?
It's one thing to watch it, it's another thing to... And just impressed with the way they move him around. They use him. Sometimes he blocks. Sometimes he's a wide receiver. Like sometimes he's a lineman. Sometimes he's a wide receiver. So tough to figure out where he's going to be to double team him. But I bet he's got the attention of this defense, Jesse.
He does for sure. And because of that, David, I think it's going to open up some opportunities for maybe some of the other guys out wide. If you've got two guys covering the tight end as a quarterback, you've got to be ready to throw the football somewhere else sometimes. And so you might see a little bit more balance in the passing attack today.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Looking downfield, it's Pavia. Throws for the tight end. Got him downfield. At the 40, there he goes. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. No matter where they are on the field, they'll go for those chunk plays, and they got one that has them set up 1st and 10 at the 42. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Give to the running back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And I think on that last run play on 3rd down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming in.
You could clearly tell that he wanted to throw the football and he wanted to go through the air and make a big play. Defense does a great job corralling him, getting some pressure, and most importantly, getting him on the ground.
He leaves it with his back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on 3rd down. Looking to the big tight end. Makes a connection. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning. The Commodores will snap it on 1st and 10. To the air, it's Pavia. Catch in the middle, it's Spence. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Gets it to him on the screen. Fights off the defender. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
First down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. Use the play fake, now to throw. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action.
It's second and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick.
Man, I love night games because you have all day to get excited, get jacked up, and you could tell the QB might have been a little too excited. Forcing the ball into coverage on the first pass attempt, creating the interception. Now this defense has set this offense up in a great position to get some early momentum.
Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to throw. It's Klubnik. Quickly complete. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a first down at the 22. For a quarterback as highly touted as Cade Klubnik was, I think he would even tell you he started slowly, but man, the progression, the improvement has been exponential, Jesse.
It has, Reese, and he's played big in big games as of late. You think back to last year's ACC championship game, and then I would argue his game against Texas, even in the loss in the playoff, that might have been his best game of the season, making throw after throw. You can see why he was so highly recruited, and if he plays up to that standard week in, week out, Clemson's going to be really tough to beat.
And the Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Bells and whistles have got to be going off in this quarterback's head now. It's third and long, so you know you're expecting pressure. You got to know where your hot routes are. You got to be able to read the coverage and make sure you get this football out of your hands quickly to not take a sack or worse, turn the football over.
On third and long, trying to convert through the air. Snagged in the middle, it's Brown. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Makes the catch. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play.
And look, I know they don't have a big explosive play on this drive, but you gotta love the way the quarterback is making good decisions. He's reading coverage. The ball is going where it needs to go, and as a result, this offense is piling up first downs.
Here's a hit. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. Got it set up on the outside. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. The Tigers need a massive chunk play to move the sticks here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Offense facing Vandy. Number 89 on to Clemson.
It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Clemson will send the punt team out. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Catches it cleanly at the 20. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Another sack. This quarterback group, not this quarterback, this one, because you're already on quarterback number 2. Taking a lot of hits today. Got to keep these guys upright. Got to protect them. This offensive line.
Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Not. Get loose on the return, but what a way to put his team in business at the 33. This offense has it with really good field position. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Guys, let's chat a little bit about Clemson. Really good win on the recruiting trail last week. Got a commitment from a 4-star linebacker.
He's going to help them out a lot because of his speed. He simply has things you can't coach from the linebacker position. So his ability to track the ball sideline to sideline, but also get downhill, he's going to make this defense a whole lot more difficult to move the football against.
Third and long from the 30-yard line in this defense, hoping to knock them out of field goal range. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. Let's see what Clemson comes up with on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Now on second and goal. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's third and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback strolling away from heat. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Love the quick decision-making by the quarterback. It's not just who's the open guy and who am I throwing it to. It's also having that clock, David, in your head that says, one's open, and I'm down near the red zone, I'm taking off now, and I'm using my athleticism and I'm getting to school.
Yeah, you love the decision-making. I hate the defense. Why are we dropping back so far in the end zone? We got to keep eyes on this QB. We know he can take off. We know he can make plays. The field shrinks, man. You got to expect that's coming. Not very good defense.
They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. They'll give it to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Got a man. It's Alexander. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on third down. The offense changing the play. Looking downfield, it's Sticky. Caught over the middle, it's Stowers. Breaks into the open. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle. It's Hoskins. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The play action fake. Buying some time. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Looking to throw. That's incomplete. Tried to set up the screen, and he dropped the pass.
And 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
And the Commodores will go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Off play action on first down. Complete. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Williams. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. The Tigers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. They'll try the run. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Clemson will come to the line with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. To the air, it's Klubnik. Looking to get it in. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Clemson.
You know, there's so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with a lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse. Oh, he's got some space. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line, and this offense has it going. Looking downfield on first down. Finds the tight end. Still running at the 40. Inside the 35. Knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
And that's good enough for first down.
Wants to go up top on first down. The sure hands. It's Hoskins.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Tight end now in motion. Looking to go up top in times, running out in the half. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
And that's one the offense just needs to be able to hit, right? That's a completion they should be able to hit in their sleep. Receivers got to do a better job.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. To the air, it's Dickey. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. Here comes the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he missed it. No good. And after the miss, it's still a 14-point game. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see how they handle it.
Man, sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. On the run, it's Haynes. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Death Valley. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. Time to see how things play out the rest of the way as we send it back to our guys in Death Valley.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Man, this defensive end is a monster. I mean, you've seen his athleticism and his speed and his bend and his flexibility. He now has 2 sacks, and there's still a lot of football to play.
Rides the back and leaves it on the option. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Tigers need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on third down. Scanning the field is Klubnik. Makes the catch. It's Haynes. He makes it up to the 20-yard line before going out of bounds. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. There he goes. Open it up. You want to talk about dynamic ability to flip a field on display right there. And it was just about a return for a touchdown. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. These fans raising the volume on second and goal. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Third and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. Now on the move. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into fourth down.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. The give to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them...
Turning it on! They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Clemson will send the punt team out. Makes the catch and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. They make the stop, and that is exactly what... out of your punt cover unit. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense, sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. On the ground, it's Alexander. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Looking to throw, it's Dickey. He caught it. They will score. Touchdown, Commodores.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. He's across the 30 and out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
To the air on 2nd down. Fires to the tight end. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. It's complete to the left. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. He'll keep it himself. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Wants to throw on 3rd. Throws to the tight end. Wide open downfield. There he goes. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stops. Let's see what Clemson comes up with on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wide receiver comes in motion. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big-bodied guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
And the field goal unit is on the field. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And that lead grows even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. Bringing it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Now he's looking into the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. Looking for a man. It's Klubnik. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. After the filthy move, he's got room. They bring him down. He's got a 1st down, but that might be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Looking for a gap. It's Randall. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the 1st down. Leaves it with the running back. They make the stop as he gets it inside the 30 to the 28, a gain of 4. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Now facing a 3rd and long. Makes his man miss. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative. Use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Dropping back, it's Dickey. Got it in the middle, it's Hudson. A little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the 1st down out to the 30.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these 1st downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Hopefully that's not going to affect the quarterback's confidence going back to this guy later. That was a catch he should have made. He dropped it. Let's see what the QB does moving forward.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Grabbed in the middle, it's Hoskins. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43. The Commodores come to the line in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on first down. Flips it out on the screen. They're working their way toward midfield. He's out of bounds at the 46.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way, but we have a chance to execute in a 2-minute situation and give ourselves a chance to win. Let's go do it one play at a time.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Throws for the tight end. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
The decision to go for it does not pan out. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Quarterback running on the draw. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Tigers come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. Back to pass, it's Klubnik. Quickly to the tight end. The defense will converge, and out of bounds he goes at the 40. Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Takes the handoff. It's Haynes. He's stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a 3rd and long. Trying to pick up a first down. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. No good. After the missed field goal, fellas, still a 13-point ball game. Looking to throw on first down. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. How about that? Making a play and setting up your offense inside the 40 at the 39. Wide receiver going in motion. Off the bootleg to buy a little space. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
Well, they're going bootleg, trying to trick the defense, but it didn't work. They were not biting on the play fake, and everybody had their eyes on the QB. They knew coming into this game he was a weapon. He was going to keep the football, staying home, able to close the distance, get him on the ground for a big sack.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. The RPO, it's complete. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Rides the back and leaves it. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He'll pull it on the read. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Oh, that was a pretty rough showing there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up with the win.
Just got outplayed, Reese. There were moments in this game. There were plays to be had and plays to be made. At the end of the day, they just did not execute well enough in any of the three phases on any side of the football. So, David, moving forward, a lot to take away from this game as they try to improve.
A lot to take away and a lot to learn from. I mean, losses definitely hurt, they sting, but a lot of times most teams refocus and they get a sense of urgency now that they got a loss in that column. So watch the tape, watch what you need to improve on, and go attack it in practice.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.